I want you to imagine something for a moment. The silence before the storm, that heavy aching stillness when you realize the world has fallen asleep and no one seems to care about what's breaking. I remember standing in that silence, small, unheard, afraid, and wondering if my voice could ever matter. I was just one person, one young girl, and yet I felt the weight of an entire planet pressing down on my chest. The oceans were rising, forests were burning, and the future was slipping away like sand through our fingers. Everyone said I was too young, too dramatic, too emotional. But I asked myself, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? And in that moment, something inside me broke, not in weakness, but in awakening. When I first stood outside the Swedish parliament, holding a small hand, painted sign, people looked at me like I was wasting my time. They walked past me as if I was invisible. My hands were cold, my voice trembled, and my heart screamed louder than my words ever could. But I stayed. I stayed because the truth doesn't change when people ignore it. I stayed because silence, though comfortable, only feeds the problem. I stayed because deep down I knew one spark can ignite a revolution. And that's what I want you to understand today. You don't need 1,000 people to believe in you. You just need to refuse to give up when no one else does. There were days when I cried myself to sleep, wondering why people mocked me for caring. They called me angry, strange, even crazy. They said I should go back to school, that I was ruining my own future for a lost cause. But the truth is, their laughter fueled me. Every insult became energy. Every dismissal became motivation. Because weakness is not falling apart. Weakness is doing nothing when you have the power to act. The moment I realized that, everything changed. I stopped asking for permission to care. I stopped waiting for others to act. I decided that I would rather be hated for my passion than loved for my silence. People often ask me how I found the courage to speak to world leaders, to stand before millions and challenge the system. The truth, I was terrified. I still am. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to stand tall despite it. When I looked into the eyes of those leaders, I saw indifference hiding behind polished speeches. I saw fear disguised as denial. And I realized something powerful. The system is not invincible. It only survives because we stay quiet. Once you raise your voice, once you decide to stand, that system begins to crumble. Because nothing, absolutely nothing, is stronger than a soul on fire with purpose. But let me be honest, it's not easy. There will be moments when you feel completely alone, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to carry. You'll question your worth, your choices, your purpose, but those moments are sacred. They are the birthplaces of strength. Every tear you shed, every scar you carry, every rejection you endure, they're not signs of weakness. They're the marks of someone who refused to settle for mediocrity. The grind is not glamorous. The grind is painful. It's waking up every day knowing the odds are against you and still showing up anyway. When I traveled to different countries and saw children my age fighting to survive floods, droughts, and hunger, I realized my struggle was nothing compared to theirs. I realized that privilege means nothing if it's not used for purpose. That's when I stopped fighting for recognition and started fighting for change. You see, once you understand that your voice can shift even one person's heart, you begin to understand your true power. That's what grinding truly means. Not chasing applause, but chasing impact. Not proving people wrong, but proving your purpose right. And yet, the world will still try to break you. It will tell you that you're too small, too insignificant to make a difference. But that's a lie. One of the biggest lies ever told. Because every great movement began with one person who said, no more. One person who decided that fear would not define them. I learned that no one is coming to save us. No hero will rise unless it's you. The power you're waiting for is already within you. It's hidden behind your excuses, buried under your doubts, suffocated by your fear of failure. But when you decide to rise, when you choose to grind with purpose, you'll discover that the strength you seek has been there all along. I've faced thousands of critics, millions of eyes judging me. I've stood under the spotlight where every mistake becomes a headline. And you know what? I'm still standing. Because I learned to measure success, not by approval, but by authenticity. You don't owe the world perfection. You owe it your effort, your truth, your heart. That's the real grind. To keep showing up when it's hard. To speak when your voice shakes. To care when it's easier not to. Every generation has a choice to stay comfortable or to rise uncomfortable. To protect what exists or to create what's needed. Our time is now. This is not the moment for weakness or apathy. This is the time to grind, not just for ourselves, but for everyone who cannot. For the voiceless, the powerless, the forgotten. Every choice you make, every stand you take, sends ripples through the world. You might not see it immediately, but trust me, you are planting seeds of change. There was a moment, standing on the stage at the United Nations, when I looked out at the faces before me and felt an overwhelming wave of sadness. I realized how disconnected we've become. From each other, from nature, from truth. But I also saw something else. A flicker of awakening in the eyes of a few, and that's all it takes. A flicker. One light can pierce the darkness. One heart can awaken millions. That's what gives me hope. That's what keeps me grinding. And so I say this to you, stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity. The perfect moment is now. Weakness will whisper, you can't. Strength will answer, watch me. Every step forward, no matter how small, matters. Every act of courage, every word of truth, every effort to make things better, it all counts. You are not powerless. You are not insignificant. You are the storm they didn't see coming. There's a fire in you that the world desperately needs. Don't let it die out because of fear. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Don't apologize for being passionate, intense, or demanding. Passion is not a flaw. It's a force. The world doesn't need more silence. It needs more souls who are unafraid to grind for what's right. Even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when it seems impossible. Because change has never come from comfort. It has always come from courage. If you are listening to this right now, I want you to know something. You are stronger than your circumstances. You are braver than your fears. You are more powerful than you realize. Every struggle you faced has been shaping you into the person who can change the world. So don't run from the pain. Use it. Don't hide from the struggle. Embrace it. Every great dream demands a price, and the grind is the payment. So rise. Stand tall. Let your voice shake the silence. Let your actions scream louder than your doubts. This is your time, your fight, your mission, your moment. No more weakness, no more waiting. It's time to grind. It's time to rise beyond excuses, beyond fear, beyond limitation. Because if one girl with a sign can inspire millions, then imagine what all of us can do together. The power of change isn't somewhere out there. It's right here, in you. And if my message moved your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to ThriveMind. Together, we are the changed.